like that. Woo!
What's good, everybody? Welcome to the Pull Up Show. My name is BJ Matthews, aka B Jizzle.
Hey, and it's your co-host that does it the most. It's Rick Masters. Look, y'all know what time it is. The Pull Up Basketball Podcast shirts. We got the red, the white, the black. We got the sweaters, the hoodies. Y'all already know what it is. At Rick Masters 23 or Mr. Lee. If you want your merchandise, hit us up. Me or B Jizzle on the DMs. B Jizzle, let's go.
Like my man said, go through our Instagram, our Facebook, YouTube. You get all of our social media and also get all of our merchandise. $30 a pop for the shirts, $35 for the sweaters, all colors, all sizes for male and females. And I'm also Cash App if you want to go and show your love to the Pull Up Basketball Podcast. Y'all can see it in the ticker right there. $sign BJ Matthews. You can donate whatever you guys would like and continue to give y'all this updated quality content. But before we get started, we got a very special guest today, man. My big cousin, man, from LA. He's over in Austria right now. Former professional basketball player, played Division I basketball at California State Northridge, went to Palmdale High School. Records broken everywhere in California. Played, I believe, over 10 years professional basketball. So, we had to bring him in, man, for another second episode. You know what I mean? So, cuz, man, what's good with you, man?
Hey, thanks for having me, man. I appreciate you. Really, all good.
Good. Tell a little about your podcast as well. You got a podcast too.
Oh, okay. Right behind me, representing the GOATS podcast. I don't know if you can see it here in the background in a little virtual view. I was looking for something real quick, found this one. But at the end of the day, we got a podcast, GOATS podcast. It's just a bunch of regular people, basically from our Facebook page. We have a group page called NBA GOATS Hoop Talk. And basically we talk a lot of stuff on there, a lot of topics about basketball, the good and juicy stuff. So we just said, why not make a podcast out of it? So basically some of the homies and a few people we know, every time we got time, we just link up and we talk basketball. And we trying to do it like you guys at the Pull Up. That's what's up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, man. So we got a bunch of topics that we'll be talking about. We about 4 weeks away from training camp from the NBA, you know what I mean? So one of the biggest stories that's happened this past week was Patrick Beverley is now a part of the Los Angeles Lakers.
That's a big story.
That's a huge story, you know what I mean? So let's get into it, man. Let's just go ahead and talk to y'all. Rick, when you first heard about this Patrick Beverley going to the Lakers, what did you how do you feel about this move with the Lakers, man? You think it's a good move, bad move? It's going to help them? What's your opening statements on this?
Well, my first thought, B Jizzle, honestly, I was like, how is this going to work? Because I knew him and Russell Westbrook weren't like the closest buds, right? We already know the incident that happened in the game where, Westbrook got hurt and they were going back and forth. So I was kind of like, what's going on? Maybe this is their way of getting rid of Westbrook and bringing in Patrick. But then when I start seeing videos of him and Patrick, not necessarily being friends, but at least reconciling, I'm like, okay, so they could be professional. They can work through their problems. And like that picture you pulled up, okay, they sharing jokes, stuff like that. So then I thought to myself, well, maybe they grew up. It's been some years. They probably talked about it offline. I will say, kind of like I was talking to you a little bit offline about it, though. I was like, it's two ways this can go in my mind. The first way is it can really help the Lakers because Patrick Bev does bring a certain personality, man. I mean, he's very competitive. He's a dog. He comes at you. I put him in the class of like a Draymond Green, a Dennis Rodman when it comes to personalities. Like sometimes you do need that X factor where it could bring a certain type of atmosphere to where it keeps everybody like involved, everybody like gritty and hungry. So I think he'll bring some type of grit to the team, or it can go another way where his personality kind of just distorts, the team chemistry and the atmosphere. But we got to see what's going to happen. Man's been making some funny comments and statements, before the season starts. So I'm actually excited to see what happens, man. But that was my first thought.
What you got, cuz?
Garbage. Garbage from top to bottom.
Wow.
The Lakers organization struggling. Yeah, they talking about Kyrie and all these big names. They do that every season. They talk about all these big names they want to bring in. Then they end up with somebody. Now, listen, I know the dude plays hard. I know he hustles and all that type of stuff, but they brought him with Westbrook. These guys are struggling. They're struggling. They're trying to make up for some past mistakes, and they couldn't even get rid of Westbrook. Talk to me. I don't know what kind of move this is. I think it's a strange move. The Lakers, I don't know what's going on with them the last few years. They trying to cover up some footsteps. They're trying to make up for something. Man, last year, what was they last season?
I'll pull it right here. Yeah, I got the
pull it out. Struggling. Yeah. And they savior, the city of angels. Talk to me.
They were 33 and 49.
It's Pat Beverley. That's the savior.
Yeah.
If he does. I'm coming right back on this podcast. We're going to pull up this old stuff. We're going to talk about it again. But I don't think that Pat Beverley, I don't think he's going to do much. And sorry for Coach Darvin Ham. I mean, he got to watch out that they don't put all this on his shoulders at the end of the day, because let me tell you, this ain't going to be nice if they struggle. Who they going to point the fingers to this time? You know, they tried to get Westbrook. He struggled last season. It's not easy to play with LeBron. Everybody know that.
Right. So, good opening statement. So, my initial thoughts when I saw this, first of all, I looked at Patrick in the Lakers uniform. It just doesn't look right with him in the Lakers uniform. It looks weird. It looks like a little bit off. It looks a little bit off-puttish. So, when I saw it, I'm just like I was like, cuz it's like they try to make up for lost time. Like me and cuz, we joke about this, and Rick, we joke about this all the time, how the Clipper and Laker rivalry been going and how the Lakers have just been looking bad the last 2 years. And it's like they can't get a win over a Clipper team without Kawhi and Paul George. And then I look through the roster, I'm just like, from top to bottom, pieces don't fit. They don't have no outside shooting. They have very poor defense on the perimeter. LeBron's getting older, 80s, injury prone. So they have a lot of problems more than just Westbrook. So,
yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? But Westbrook was the scapegoat. So if they get another first round exit, or if they don't make the playoffs this year, bro, I think LeBron's going to be itching to leave the Lakers, because his only objective is to pass Kareem. Once he passes Kareem with the Lakers, he's already checked out. He's already
back to Cleveland and bringing little Bron with him, or?
Yeah. He's gonna bring little Bron. He's gonna play with Donovan Mitchell. They got a nice team in Cleveland right now. So why would he stay with the Lakers? He already got a championship. But I'm gonna play a little devil's advocate to y'all, man. I think we all know Pat Beverley's not a star. He ain't a Kyrie. He's not Russell Westbrook in his prime. He's not Steph Curry. He's not Dame. He's not those guys. But what he is a guy, every team he's played on, he's helped to get them to the playoffs. Take the Timberwolves last year. The T-Wolves were like the 12th seed the year before Patrick Beverley got there. And they had the same team outside of him with their team last year with Anthony Edwards and Karl Anthony Towns and D'Angelo Russell. But you bring Pat Bev in with another sense of intensity. I saw Anthony Edwards, who was motivated. I think he's going to be the best player in the league in the next few years. I look at him with the Houston Rockets when he had James Harden. That's, I think, the best I've seen James Harden play as a Houston Rocket. So I'm not saying he's going to like be the star player, but what I am saying is the Lakers do need a new sense of identity. They need a new sense of urgency. They do need that. Yeah.
Can I respond to that? I appreciate that. But the reality of what I have here is that where we are?
Yeah.
That's where we at, Lakers?
Yeah.
Trying to make the playoffs?
Yeah. Unfortunately,
you feel me, right? Like, we went from talk about championships to now we need Pat Beverley to get us to the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's the reality.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem I'm having with them. You know, like, really? Why is the focus even on Westbrook and Pat Bev? We got LeBron. We got who else? We got some people. We got AD coming back.
Y'all got Kendrick Nunn. Y'all
We
got some
gave up
guys.
Horton Tucker. We gave up Caruso a couple years ago. We gave up. We ended up with Pat Bev. We good, right? That's where we at. That's the problem I'm having here, man. I love this
But
topic.
you, because it's like I think what it is, they management is just so trash. I
Gotta
think
be.
that's what it is because it's like, and I'm gonna be honest, ever since Jerry West left the team, man, even if you talk about the championship in the bubble, the Lakers have been going down.
Terribly.
So you know what I mean?
I
So
mean, if people could, I think if Kendrick Nunn, if he would have been healthy at the start of the season, I think was it last season or 2 seasons ago already? If he would have been healthy when they had AD, when they brought in that squad, everybody got injured a little bit too early, and from then it started going down. They couldn't replace the pieces, and that's the problem. They still having to this day. They don't know how long AD gonna last. They don't know which Westbrook gonna show up every night, and they hoping Pat Beverley is gonna lead them to the playoffs. That's where we at.
yeah. Well, what you got, Rick?
Man, like I said, kind of what I said in the introduction, man, you could definitely look at it two ways, but kind of just going off of, the devil advocate, alternate route that you're saying, that will fall more into what I was saying as far as the atmosphere, maybe his attitude. Now, this is a big maybe, right? I mean, I'm more on the side of Big Cuzzo. Is like I don't really see them, being successful just because of, like you said, no defense, no perimeter defense, no shooters. Your cousins, like he said, I agree. It's hard to play with LeBron. You know what I mean? And Skip Bayless said something earlier this week talking to Shannon. He was like, look, why don't you just go back to when you got a LeBron on your team? Why not just go back to the style of LeBron bringing the ball up the court? That's your best chance, because at the end of the day, when he's on your team, he needs the ball in his hand. That's just his style. And then at the end of the day, if you're really serious about winning, that you got to have the ball in LeBron's hand, and you got to put shooters around him. Because I don't know. It's kind of like your cousin is saying, man, I don't know if this is more of a circus act, that let's keep the people entertained by bringing in more drama, right? Or this is seriously like, okay, we're trying to see what we can do and see if we can go another way. Problem is, you have LeBron James. That's the problem. And when you have a LeBron James on your roster, like I said, everybody and every baby in America know that LeBron needs the ball, right? And LeBron needs shooters. He's literally he's either going to take it or he's going to find an open man. So when your team can't shoot, it's a big problem. It's not like, see, when you brought up the Timberwolves, when you brought up the Rockets, here's the key distinctive differences right here. Hard can shoot. All right. It's a couple of those guys on the roster can shoot, right? But at the same time, it's like when I think about the Lakers and the Rockets, looking at Pat Bev and kind of potentially just having like a future thought. The difference is that Pat Bev, yeah, he's gritty, he's grimy, but Harden can really shoot and he can really get to the lane. All right. LeBron can too, but LeBron, I'm gonna tell you, in some real tough periods during a game, is like he started playing like something else. I don't know. Like now, if you make him mad, he's something else. Like I love when he gets mad. But when he's his average regular self, he gonna start doing this, throwing his hands up. He gonna start falling on the ground, throwing his hands up. It's like LeBron literally needs people around him to throw that ball to, when he gets in a tight spot, instead of being 6'9", 200 whatever pounds and pounding down and just hitting an easy layup. Like it's like his computer functions start messing up. So at the end of the day, if we go the route that, okay, maybe he could bring a type of savviness, or maybe he can bring a type of personality. I mean, in a wonderful, perfect world, okay, maybe it will help the Lakers. But like your cousin said, this is reality. So this is not a make-believe, wonderful world place. And the reality is that you got Darvin Ham, brand new coach. I mean, this would be his first season, and that's a problem because now you're trying to figure everybody out. Then you're trying to build a plane while it's in the air. You're trying to see what pieces go together. But the ultimate reality is that LeBron is always going to be LeBron. And so when you have him as the captain of the ship, we know how he plays. This doesn't look good. And yeah, man, 3-point percentage between him and Westbrook, trash, straight garbage.
Yeah. That's
And
true.
not to mention, LeBron is the real coach, probably, out there when he on the floor. So Darvin Ham got a lot to deal with. You got him a new Tyronn Lue over there.
Mm-hmm. It's So what do y'all feel like the Lakers went wrong? Like you said, because of they've been struggling the last 2 years. So what malfunction was in the ship? What
Well,
did they do wrong?
the malfunction. Go ahead, cuz.
So which cousin? Which one we talking about?
No, go ahead, go ahead. You go
I
ahead.
got you, cousin. All right. So like, if it's true what they say that LBJ is the general manager of the team, I think that could possibly be the basis of where everything started to go wrong because Magic Johnson was there. He brought LeBron, the powerhouse. He was supposedly responsible for that. Next year to get rid of LeBron. And you hear through the wires. LeBron is a guy who's recruiting. And I ain't got nothing against LeBron. I like a lot of the picks he made, if he made them. But if he's the one guy in that team and picking the players, that's where it went wrong because you saw just a team full of injury-prone players. You saw he got the right mix, but it was kind of like, especially back when Karl Malone, Gary Payton, and these guys joined the Lakers back in the day, they were just a little bit at the wrong age, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And for example, last season, at the beginning of last season, when everybody's talking about LA and the Nets on the East Coast, nobody was talking about Golden State Warriors. They was talking a little bit about Phoenix Suns. But at the end of the day,
Lakers.
if LeBron put together them players they had over the past few years, I think personally, whoever allowed that and checked that off, that's where the problem started.
Yeah, I agree. My opinion, I think the Lakers went wrong after they lost to the Suns in the first round. I think they should have kept that team because you had defense, you had shooters, you had guys who were youth, you had KCP, you had Kuzma, you had Caruso, you had a team of dogs, and all you had to do was run it back. But they blew that team up for a guy in Westbrook who doesn't fit, who plays just like LeBron because they wanted to compete against the Brooklyn Nets with that big three. And we all know super teams don't always work. Super teams are not always the answer. So now that we're in the situation that they're in, where do y'all see the Lakers falling this year? Do y'all see the Lakers making the playoffs? Do you think Pat Bev is gonna help them make the playoffs? You think LeBron's gonna resurge? You think AD is gonna be healthy this year? You think Westbrook's gonna have a better year? Let me hear from y'all, man. What y'all think gonna happen with the Lakers, Rick?
Well, I'm gonna tell you now, and to kind of touch on the last question, they went wrong by even bringing LeBron. That's where they went wrong. I mean, at the end of the day, you had young players that are doing really well on their other teams right now. So they even give them time to develop. They didn't give them time to even play with each other. I mean, I think they were there for a split second. I remember Mr. Ball talking about his sons for like a whole 2 years coming up to the Lakers, introduction to his son getting there. And then when LeBron shows up, it's like you trade everybody. So that was the first place where they went wrong. But jumping into the second question, I just feel like, now that you got LeBron, okay, you got him. And like Big Cuzzo was saying, okay, if he's really the GM, then, there has to be somewhere where you come in and you kind of slow him down because it's like, LeBron, look, we know you're intellectual. We know your IQ is high, but we pay a GM for a reason. You just be a player. At the end of the day, you're a player, you're a basketball player. Listen to the coach. We know you won championships before you got here. We know that you have a God complex and you're egotistical because, you beat the Warriors back in the day in one of the most historical ways, which I always give to them. I'm like, but at the end of the day, this is a new start. It's a new chapter. We had to get rid of some big, big pieces to get you. So in a sense, like your cousin was saying, man, Magic got you. We need you to be a basketball player. We don't need you to come here and make decisions. We need you to be just a straight basketball player. Just do what you normally do. Get your triple doubles, get your true percentage in, but at the same time, work with the rest of the team because at the end of the day, this isn't Cleveland. Okay, this is the Lakers, man. We're used to winning. We're used to getting chips. And honestly, I feel like with the Lakers, and it's kind of like a curse. Because you had so many great players over decades and decades and decades of time that I'm sure it'll create a mindset that, okay, you get into this fast-paced mindset like, hey, we need a star now. Like naturally, if you're used to having stars on your team, you're always trying to look for the next big thing instead of doing what traditional teams do and actually just start from the bottom and just building and growing the players. Because like I said, when I think about the roster they got rid of before LeBron even came, that was nice. They had a crispy little young team, man. But they don't have the patience because they're so used to having superstars on their team. It's like the Lakers show, man. Like, people, when they think about the Lakers, they want to see a show. And it's like I said, it's great over the decades, but it's almost a curse that they had that many great players in such a long period of time. 17 championships. So, they facing the Boston Celtics as far as championships. So I think when you got that mindset and that headspace of like, look, we need to bring in another star to keep our name going. I think that's where they went wrong. And, but neither here nor there. It's like you have LeBron, but really you gotta check LeBron. I know it's probably hard to do, but you have to check him. It's like, LeBron, look, we know that you have a wonderful mind, but man, I'm gonna need you to just be LeBron and let me coach you and let me GM you. It's like his opinions, I'm sure, are taken. I would definitely listen to him, but I wouldn't put my final stamp on it just because he says something or he feels some kind of way. It's like, at the end of the day, go put that jersey on. I don't care how you feeling. Like, go play ball, and then let's see what we can do. Put some pieces around you.
You hit up on the big point with bringing LeBron. I think it's nothing wrong with bringing LeBron himself. It was the fact that like you said, Rod, that they didn't bring the young talent around him. They let him recruit his homies and some old dudes. You know what I'm saying? They for sure talented, but you need to bring in that up and coming potential with. Otherwise, just like what happened last few years, dudes going down and it's not enough cap for what you're trying to do with these guys.
I can double back on that. As a matter of fact, and let's talk a little bit about super teams. Super teams has been around since, and we can all attest to this because of like the Lakers with the Magic Johnson and Kareem James. That was a super team, but that was a team that the GMs and the owners put together. That's what their job is. But a lot of times players, man, when it comes to, in the better the player for whatever reason, they don't seem to put the best team together. Those are usually the guys who be on the bench or guys who kind of be watching the game from afar. They usually put the best teams together. So LeBron adding in Westbrook, vouching for him. Even in the past, some of the moves LeBron has made, with Cleveland and Miami, that really doesn't always sit well with success. So if we talk about a super team right now, the Lakers, they have 3 guys who are top 75 players, but they don't fit. You tried to recruit all the talent that you could, but you forgot to mention, like, you have to make pieces that fit, and you have to have players around you that's going to be able to fit your skill set. Why would you bring a Westbrook in who plays exactly like you? You can't use him. You can't use him to the best of his ability. I still think Westbrook's an all-star in this league. It's just that he can't be that next to you because you're forcing him to be a jump shooter. You're forcing him to be in the corner and take open 3-point shots. That's never been Westbrook's game. But you got a lot of these shows like Undisputed, First Take, First Thing is First on ESPN, who constantly ride on Westbrook. And we've never had that where the third best player gets the blame. That usually goes to the superstar or the star. So when did it all change up? So
I'm gonna jump in real quick.
Go ahead.
You brought up when LeBron was with the Heat. Here's the difference between the Heat and the Lakers. Okay, you had old Pat, man. Okay, you had a dude there that is not gonna take no mess from you, and so you had a person who had control of the team. And then, mind you, you had egos on that team. That's D Wade's country, that's D Wade's world. You got LeBron coming, like I said, that's an ego within itself. Chris Bosh, a lot of people who don't pay attention, was a superstar with Toronto. He was doing his thing by himself. There was even games when Wade and LeBron, whether they were hurt or weren't playing that well, he'd drop 40-something points on you, still bringing his superstar power. Only difference is that you had old Pat, man. You had that old man up there letting you know that you ain't running nothing. You're going to run what I tell you to run. And that's what I mean. The Lakers don't have that. It's literally like the Lakers are just one of those, they bring all these names in, and then it's like, all right, we're going to let y'all play. No, you need some sense of control. You need somebody out there, that LeBron, that Westbrook, that somebody's going to listen to, and that they are to a certain extent to where they can control these players. Because when you're out there, man, and you just letting them do their thing, I don't care how good of a talent, how many talents you have out there. If it's a mess, it's going to be a mess, And so one thing I like about Pat Riley is that when you come to the Heat Nation, he literally had to go to Wade and say, hey, I'm going to need you to take a back seat. All right. It wasn't as smooth as what people see on TV where it's like, Wade just took a back seat. No, because we saw what happened when LeBron got there that first year. Okay. They had the talent to beat the Mavericks. But then when you don't have nobody coming down saying, look, all right, you see what happened this year? This ain't going to happen next year. So you're going to need to take a back seat. And he had to swallow that pill. Pat really has control over that Heat Nation. Even though he's not the coach, you could tell somebody's running it. And when you see Pat on the roster somewhere, we already knew who was running things. But see, when you look at the Lakers, they switching out coaches, they switching out GMs, they switching out Magic Johnson. It's like they don't have nothing stable. There's no stability there. And so when you bring in all these egos, man, you need somebody there like a Pat Riley, you know what I'm saying? Like a Phil Jackson, somebody who's not afraid of a big star that can actually get them working in some type of capacity to where they can start winning, but they don't have that. And bringing in LeBron to fix your problems, you still need somebody to put a leash on him sometimes. You know what I mean? So it's just one of those things where I look at it like they have no control. They bring these players in and they let them run amok. And then, we're sitting at the position we're sitting at. Now it's the Lakers circus show instead of the Lake show.
Mm-hmm. My thing is, there got to be a point when it doesn't become your age limit prevents you from becoming a super team. What's the limit? Because for me, there was only in the history, really two super teams. And that's when LeBron went down to Miami and joined Wade at his height. He was at his prime and Bosh was at his prime. And when KD came over there after losing to Golden State, when he joined Golden State, when they were at their prime, all the other dudes, Boston and all this stuff, they was nice, but they at the age that they were playing at, for me, is they wasn't a super team anymore, And when LeBron put together big names, that's some super names, but at some point, these players are not at their prime anymore, and for me, it's hard to call them a super team. You know what I'm saying? The Lakers putting together all these players, Carmelo Anthony 10 years after the fact, Westbrook 7 seasons after the fact. They good players historically, but at some point, this ain't super no more, especially when you only got 3 players. And since when a super team is just 3 players, you know what I'm saying? Like Golden State, you can go all the way down the list. They was all pretty super, with the exception of Draymond, who plays a super role, let's say. He's not a super player. He plays a super role, And for that, he was a super role player, with the exception of when LeBron went down to Miami. That was the first time that anybody seen something like that. Wade alone was already like a little LeBron. You know what I'm saying? So at what point does it become a super team is my big question. And why do people rely on names so much to make it like that? My thing is get some couple good players, get some couple good vets, and a lot of young players to help your team, to do it.
Okay.
So a couple things. I think going back to what Pat Bev, I think it's not so much he can't help them. It's just that it's going to be hard. They don't have nothing to really work with. It's kind of like what Vogel had to do with last year. Like Vogel, people said he wasn't a good coach when this man just helped you lead to a championship not more than 2 years ago. But all of a sudden, he's not a good coach. He didn't have nothing to work with. You had injury-prone players. You had players that did not fit the offense, that didn't want to commit to defense. Older players like Carmelo, Rondo, Dwight, and they mid to late 30s. How do you expect this man to get the best out of him? But when you gave him an actual solid team, the Lakers ran through most of the competition. The Rockets in the bubble.
In the bubble.
Right. In the bubble. So it's like, he think he can coach. It's just, again, I think Bev can make an impact. It's just that you don't have him nothing to work with. You don't have him, no dogs really. What dogs do the Lakers really have? If y'all can name any dogs they really have. Austin Reeves, They ain't got no dogs, man. So I
AD
guess
would be one probably if if we could stick together.
he ain't no dog, cuz. Come on. Haiti ain't no dog, man.
He used to be a dog, in my opinion.
he used to be a dog.
He done
Yeah,
turned into an old
parakeet.
Great Dane now, but
Yeah, parakeet, man. Every time that man
But
grab a rebound, you worry.
so, also, before we bring the guests in, so I gotta ask y'all again: are the Lakers making the playoffs? You gotta look at the teams that they gonna have to go up against right here. Here's the list. I got the list right here. That's all. Wait, I'm sorry. This the teams right here in the Western Conference. You got Phoenix, Memphis, Golden State, Dallas, Utah, Denver, Minnesota, New Orleans, Clippers, Spurs, Sacramento, Portland, and OKC and Houston on the 15th spot.
hey, man, forget about it. Them dudes, forget about it. The only way is if Westbrook somehow plays completely opposite as he played last season. And y'all know what I'm talking about. That he really confident he going, because LeBron can bring up the ball, but LeBron is at postman age now. He 37 plus. This is when the guards, the big guards, start moving down to the block. So he ain't gonna be able to do that all season. If Westbrook have a good season, they might make it playoffs. But no, thumbs down, trash. That's my team, y'all. That's my team. Trash.
Man,
I'm gonna say, okay, what they do last year?
they missed the playoffs.
They
Went
missed it.
33 and 49.
So they're
It was
gonna miss
trash,
it again.
man.
They're gonna miss it again. That's just how I look at it. At the end of the day, man, look,
They wasn't even 500.
Exactly. Acquiring Pat Bev is not like giving me any kind of faith or hope to make a playoffs, and I get it. He's been going around saying, well, look what I did with the Timberwolves. Look, the Timberwolves had players, Pat. They got players. All right. They got dogs on that team. So it's not like he was there by himself leading them to the playoffs. And that's no shot at Pat Bev. It's just at the end of the day, I kind of look at it like, well, before he got there, they didn't make the playoffs, and acquiring him is not going to make a big difference. So it's just like, no, I'm not really worried about them making the playoffs.
Does he even have a nickname? Or we just call him Patrick Beverley?
Project Pat.
Project Pat.
Yeah.
That name already taken. That name's already taken, so it don't count. Project Pat. He a rapper. Need another name. We need another name.
He might be a dope rapper though, if I think about it.
Yeah.
But since we're talking about the West, and what we think a little bit, I just want to pose a question real quick and just ask y'all, with the debacle going over there on the other side, on the east side, the Nets, they got their boys, they got Ben, they re-signed Kyrie, they got KD. You think they're gonna make some noise? Because last year, everybody and a lot of people picked him number one out the East.
Yeah. They added.
First of all, are you a Ben Simmons fan? First of all,
I respect his game. Ben, people act like Ben is an elite player. He can do everything but shoot.
Agree.
And I'm gonna say this: you talk about the Brooklyn team, it's all about fits, right? So you got KD and Kyrie are probably two of the best one-on-one players in the NBA. So I don't have to shoot. All I gotta be able to do is distribute the ball, play make, be 6'10", play defense, point people, and I can make a big impact. This man's been off for a full season, getting his mind right, emotionally, physically, mentally. I think he's going to make some noise with this. I think Brook is going to be a top 4 seed in the East.
Mm-hmm. Dudes forget that Ben was an all-star. He can't shoot.
Right.
What does that say about a player? That he can bring a lot of other things to the table, and his IQ, in my opinion, the fact that he didn't take a couple easy layups is crazy. That's a big addition for them.
Right. What you think, Rick?
I mean, when it comes to the Nets, man, I'm gonna say, just predicting here, I think they should be pretty decent, man. I think after that butt whooping they got against the Celtics this past earlier in the year, I think like your unc said, on the last podcast or 2 podcasts ago, I think it was a gut check. It was a mental check. Even though you're KD, you got to come play, man. You got to come play. And I think that the Celtics organization gave him something to play for. They showed him like, hey, we don't care that you KD. You got a jersey on. We're gonna play you. We're gonna play you. I mean, they put some grit and grime on. They were all over him. So I think KD being an emotional individual like he is, one thing I do love about KD is when he gets pissed off or he gets emotional, he tends to play pretty well. So I think he's going to come in with a new mindset. I think he's going to feed off the chat and the chambers of what the media has been doing and saying. And like you said, you got Ben Simmons. A lot of people, they clown him, but Ben Simmons is a solid player, man. And people forget he is a good defensive player. And defense is very key when it comes to those late games and those clutch moments. So, despite the fact that he can't shoot, whatever the case may be, you got KD, you got him, you got Kyrie, the dribbling artist to get to the basket, shooting artist, man. You got the rest of that roster, man. Like you said, if they could find some way to kind of just stream together, they should be a pretty decent team. And, I kind of like to pick your pick for them. I wouldn't pick number 1 just because of what we saw the last 3 or 4 years with them, but I like 4. I like, seed number 4.
Wow. That's pretty, that's tough.
Yeah, man. You got a few people, man. My man Bruce, man. What's good with y'all? Bruce and Bubba, what's good, man?
Hello, gentlemen. Hope you guys are doing well.
Doing well, Bruce.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Bruce,
Yes.
This is Marcus Bruce. That's my big cousin. Marcus is Bruce. He's a regular on the show.
What's good, Bruce?
Hey, how you doing? I'm sorry about your Lakers.
Who's your team, Bruce? Who's your team?
Don't tell him, Bruce. Don't tell him.
I have 2 teams, Clippers and Warriors. Because 2 of my favorite players are on the team, Kawhi and Curry.
Okay. All right. 2 of the best premier players in the league. I understand.
Yes. I mean, I was never a Lakers fan, ever. But I admire Kobe, even though sometimes I hated him because he was playing against my players. But I admired Kobe. I don't admire LeBron now, but I used to when he first got into the league until he became a diva, mercenary.
Mm-hmm.
He's just old, man. Got to get a man his diva flags.
No, he was doing the diva since he was young.
Yeah, true.
What you think, Bruce? What you got on the whole Pat Bev thing?
Yeah, as I said in the comment, Pat Bev is a Chihuahua, man. The small dog that think he's big or she's big.
Exactly.
It's the Chihuahua that's showing his teeth, but when you step on the Chihuahua runs away. That's Pat Bev, man.
There it is. There it is. That little Chihuahua.
That's the nickname. There's a nickname because of Chihuahua.
Now we done found a Chihuahua nickname, right? The Chihuahua.
The Chihuahua. Pat the Chihuahua Bev. There we go.
What's good, Bubba?
Salute to everybody on the panel.
Yes, sir.
I feel like, Patrick Beverley, I don't think just the playoffs I think he has to get the Lakers to the Western Conference Finals because he said himself that if he was on the Lakers, they'd be in the Western Conference Finals. So you've already shown that you can take a team to the playoffs with the Timberwolves. Okay, I'll give you that. But let's see if you can get to the Western Conference Finals. And he's been doing a lot of talking, which I feel like he's very confident, saying, I'm not playing with LeBron and AD. They playing with me because I made the playoffs last year. That's a lot of confidence right there. So when next season comes, I need to see your production on the court, defensively and offensively. I need to see you bring a lot of momentum to the team. I need to see a lot of production because if you don't produce, man, oh man, Shannon Sharp and Nick Wright gonna be on your helmet.
Mm-hmm.
Not only them, me too.
Yeah, man. Let me ask you another question before we jump to the East. Imagine if this happened. How many championships would they have won by now?
2. They still would only have one player.
My brain just died because Kawhi Leonard is not playing with LeBron James. Like it's just hard for me to even. But if I have to play around, yeah, I think it's safe. It's safe to say 2.
Yeah, I'd say 2.
I don't think he wanted it. I don't think he was ever going to the Lakers, man. I don't think Kawhi was ever going. And it's because he didn't want to play with LeBron. I think if LeBron wasn't there and it was Kawhi and AD, I think he would have went. I
just don't see Kawhi playing with. Yeah, it's in my mind can't even see it. He not finna play against LeBron. I mean, play with LeBron. And then AD, he'll probably start feeling sad because Kawhi Leonard over there destroying, and he's like, "I'm here too, guys." It's like, yeah, I ain't feeling it.
2 of those dudes only played a maximum of about 5 games in the last 2 seasons anyway. So,
yeah,
this is an injury-prone lineup right there. And LeBron was also out a little bit. So, they would have been lucky to get that first year one. They probably would have pulled out a back-to-back. Maybe. That was a hard time because that was when they was coming off the bubble season and the short seasons and players not getting a lot of rest and all that. And if you ask me, that's why a lot of cats went down.
One of the reasons why Kawhi will never play with LeBron is other nickname is TMZ, LeBron TMZ James. Too many drama, too many soap operas. It's always something, a story, a headline with LeBron James.
Wow.
Oh, Young Africa, what's up, man?
Hey, salute to the panel. What's happening, man? The pull up, what's going on?
What's your
What's
thoughts?
brother?
Jump in.
Oh yeah, I was just. Did the brother finish the TMZ LeBron TMZ James? Did he finish his point? Because I was just laughing at that.
Go ahead, man. I know you already LeBron disciple.
Yeah, we see the LeBron.
We see the avatar. I already knew what time it was.
Here we go.
I'll help you out, Young Africa. I got you. Hold on. Oh, no, this ain't the right computer. I was gonna put Kobe up there to balance out the negativity.
Okay. Hey, Kobe's actually my favorite all-time player, so I got love for Kobe, man.
All right,
I got love for Kobe.
I'm gonna grade you fairly now.
Yeah.
But if we're talking about Patrick Beverley and the Lakers and the topic at hand, can he help the Lakers lead? Can he help lead the Lakers to the playoff? First off, the word lead, Patrick Beverley leading the Lakers, that's the wrong language, bro. That's the wrong language. I'm out here in Africa, I'm based in Ethiopia, but I've lived in many places in the world. I gotta say, Patrick Beverley is leading no team to the playoffs. When we talk about his effects on the team, let's talk about Minnesota, right? Everyone's hyping Minnesota and saying Patrick Beverley came through, he left the Clippers, and he turned Minnesota into a team that went to the playoffs, right? I would say that team was primed and ready to make the playoffs. We're talking about Karl Anthony Towns, exactly, Anthony Edwards, D'Angelo Russell. Come on, man. That team was ready to make the playoffs. They should have been making the playoffs, underperforming. So Patrick Beverley coming in there, hyping the squad, telling them what they should do, holding them accountable. Yeah, that's leadership. But in terms of leading a team, when I think of leading, I'm thinking of not just talking real loud in the locker room. Yeah, if that worked, a lot of players would be major leaders in the league because a lot of players be talking out here. A lot of people be talking, but you got to back that up with actions. And when you look at Patrick Beverley's numbers, those 9 points and whatever couple of assists he's averaging ain't being backed up with all that talk, man. So he's leading no one. He's leading no one. When I look at the Lakers this season, I was hugely disappointed that we couldn't get off Russell Westbrook. If we got Buddy Hield and Miles Turner for whatever they asked for, whatever, all the picks, THT, Russell, throw them all in there, man. We contenders with Buddy Hield and Miles Turner. We didn't get that. I don't like these Utah Jazz rumors about 3 draft picks for these 3 dudes that ain't worth that. And so I don't see us doing a lot this season, man. Hey, AD healthy, all NBA, we make the playoffs easily. But second round is like kind of looking like the max. You know, that's what I think, anyways.
Any rebuttals to that, man?
I have a question for Young Africa.
Oh, okay.
It
Sounds like you're from Africa, my brother. Salute, respect to you, brother.
Okay, thank you. Salute to you as well. my ancestor is from Africa, but I'm not from Africa. But okay.
Oh, okay. Oh, good. Okay, my bad. Shit.
Okay, no problem. So was LeBron at fault? What's the percentage of fault of LeBron last year for Lakers season last year?
Percentage of fault. Okay. This is how I break it down for the whole squad, right? I give Anthony Davis the most blame. He's at 60%. I give Russell Westbrook 30%. And I gave LeBron James 10%.
Lord have mercy.
10%. And I feel like that's kind of high. I should really say 5-2 because what else can he do? This is what I really should say.
Really?
Hey.
Yep. But I'm be objective and say 10%. You know,
did you see all those
being objective.
Did you see all those turnovers LeBron did? Did you see all the stats batting? Did you watch the games?
All those turnovers. When you saw all those turnovers, did you also see all those assists?
No,
Did you see all those assists?
I saw the assists.
No, you didn't see all those assists. Yeah, I'm sure you did. Huh?
Did you see the turnovers? I said I saw the assists, but did you see the turnovers?
Hey, you know how many turnovers LeBron James averaged last season? The same amount that he's averaged his whole career, bro. His whole career.
You did not answer my question. Did you see the turnovers last year?
I saw them. Yeah, I saw them. It's been the same like his whole career. What's your point, man?
The same? Are you sure it was the same?
They were the same. 3.5 turnovers. That's his career average. 3.5 turnovers.
Are you sure it was 3.5?
I'm very sure, bro.
I could pull it up right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Yes, facts.
Yeah, but what are you telling me, bro? What are you telling me about his turnovers? What are you saying about his turnovers?
I'm telling you.
That's a lot of turnovers. But
that's a lot of turnovers.
I gotta rebut a couple things.
A lot of turnovers. So when we say LeBron got a lot of assists too, if we say a lot of turnovers, a lot of assists for a major ball handler who has a high usage rate, right?
So I gotta rebut a couple things, Young Africa. Okay. So you said LeBron gets 10% of the blame, but Westbrook gets 30% and AD gets 60%. I'm cool with the AD being like around 45, 50 because he missed a lot of games. But LeBron did too. He only played, I think, 56 games.
56, yeah.
He played 56 games. Russell Westbrook played 78 games. So he was available to play. The problem is that LeBron ain't able to let other players help him out and contribute. He's trying to shoot the ball, score all these points, and the Lakers are losing games. He don't need to be scoring 30 points per game. When the Lakers were really doing like big things in the bubble, the offense went through Anthony Davis. It didn't go through LeBron. So you taking everybody else out the offense, which is causing everybody else to be stagnant, like a Russell Westbrook, like a Malik Monk, like a Austin Reeves, like a Stanley Johnson, like X, Y, and Z, like a Taylor Horton Tucker. These young guys, you ain't letting them help you out and letting them go. You're trying to still average 30 or 32 points a game, catching the scoring title. So LeBron deserves more than 10%. You say, what else can he do? He needs to do less and take more of a back seat and let other players be comfortable. That's how you actually elevate your other players to be great. You already great by yourself. You already a great player. You got to let other players make them comfortable. That's making your teammates better. And I don't think LeBron does that enough to the point where everybody else gets the blame except him. So that's one thing he can do better is let other players get off and let them be great. Because notice Lonzo Ball, Kyle Kuzma, Brandon Ingram, all these guys that's left LeBron, they go to these other teams, bro. They've been shining.
So they got a chip on their shoulder. I think it's like this.
Shining, losing. Now I got to hit him back with just a question though. Shining, losing, they ain't been shining, bro. But anyways, shining with their L's, all right. But Kyle Kuzma shining in Washington, I don't see that. But I'm gonna give you a question, bro. So the players that you're talking about that LeBron had to step back, right? Caruso was injured the whole season, bro. He didn't do nothing for Bubbles. But I'm gonna let that slide. You say he needs to step back for these players to shine, right? So LeBron James played 56 games. What did they do when he wasn't even on the lineup? Since he needs to step back, he was all the way out of there. So what they do? So
wait, they was bad all around. So whether LeBron was there or not, they still were losing games. So it wasn't LeBron being out that helped them out. The Lakers all around is a bad team. We can all agree to that. But stepping back, and Coach, you can probably attest to this. Remember when Kobe, they won that championship in 2010? With Pau Gasol, Andrew Bynum, Derek Fisher, and things like that. Did you know how he shifted his game from being like the Kobe has to jack up 30, 40 shots to doing other things to elevate his teammates? It's not about always scoring the ball. It's not all about getting all the shots. How are you impacting your teammates and being a leader? Pau Gasol, he elevated Pau Gasol to be what he was. Pau Gasol, before he came to the Lakers, looked at as he was skilled, but he was a soft player. So you can elevate your teammates around you mentally and actually let them be greater than what they are. I think LeBron, people say he's an unselfish player, but if you look at his playing style and how he tries to get he's actually pretty selfish. So LeBron deserves more than 10% of the blame, bro, especially with him putting a lot of this team together. Wow. He deserves way more than 10%.
All right, can I say something? For me, it's like this, and I don't want to bring it up, but I have to, because if we was talking about MJ right now, we wouldn't be having these type of talks. And I think LeBron plays great. I think he's a great player, and it's just hard to find a good mix around him. And the fact that he is unselfish is, I think he's a little bit too much unselfish. He don't take over at the crunch times. You know what I'm saying? So there's a moments where I think he's too unselfish, where he don't have that dog in him. But that's just me about LeBron. I still think he's a great player. But the question I have to everybody on the panel is, do you remember the saying, your team is as good as your best player? Mm-hmm. So who's the best player in the Lakers? Are we talking about Pat Bev? Are we talking about Westbrook? Well, who are we talking about right here, Young Africa? Who's the best player in the Lakers?
Hey, that ain't even a conversation, but to me, that's clearly LeBron James, man. That's clear,
right?
That's clear to me.
And when we're talking about BJ mentions leading and stuff like that, I think that's what he's referring to. You know, you got to be able to lead your team. That's what LeBron is. That's what Curry came back and did this past season after the big struggles. They didn't need to really talk about who's around them and all that. And it's hard to say. And you're right. We got to blame them all. They all get 50% of the blame, in my opinion. And whether they could play or not, that is a different question. You can't really say nothing about injury. But the team as itself seemed like they didn't have a leader this year.
So were you saying when you said Steph Curry and all the players around him that somehow like he led a team that wasn't meant to make the finals to the finals or something? Because that was a loaded team, man, stacked team. And Wiggins,
yeah, but
Klay
did
Thompson,
you have any
Draymond
expectations after last season? Nobody did, right? I mean, like to keep it all the way 100. And what they did, I mean, of course they got back Klay Thompson and all that at the end. They utilized the young new players, Poole and all these guys, and let them get off. And then Curry was able to reactivate his leadership. But that came.
Reactivate.
Yeah, because they was down. Remember, everybody was dogging the Warriors.
No. I think you made the point, though. I think you actually made a point against your own point, because you say reactivate, right? And I say to you, you need the players to do that for. If you can be the best leader in the world, and if you got trash players on your team, that ain't gonna change nothing, bro.
No, but that team wasn't trash.
Proved that he was the best player on a team and was able to lead it. LeBron cannot do that.
Okay.
We over here talking about Pat Bev, dog.
LeBron hasn't proved that, bro. Come on, man. He's done proved that many times.
In the last 3 seasons since the bubble, which was
since his last championship. Okay.
He ain't proved nothing.
Since the last time he proved it, he ain't proved nothing. Yeah.
But he ain't proved in the bubble.
And they got a little championship. They got the championship out the bubble, and since then they broke down. And,
really?
You know, you gotta give credit to do.
How much weight do y'all hold to that bubble championship?
The same as every other championship in basketball history, bro. You can't be kept. If anything, you should add a little more to it, since it was the most difficult, unique championship. Add a little more to it, as opposed to take a little.
Oh, unique. That's what you call it, unique.
Here we go. A LeBronite.
Unique, difficult. In a state in which there's been no players were used to that situation, weren't used to the pattern of that situation, no people in the crowd, no home court advantage. Lakers would have had no home court advantage. Very difficult. If anything, add a little more, bro. That's what I'm trying to say. No, but equal, at the very least, equal.
I see what he's doing. Huh? I see what he's doing. Go ahead. So I don't think the fact that the Lakers, well, LeBron, man, like I said, top 5 player in my all time. But like Cole said, like, we wouldn't be having a discussion with Jordan. Jordan, you the best player, you're gonna get the blame and you're gonna get the praise. That's how it's always been. So why are we sitting up here giving LeBron James 10% blame for a team that he helped construct?
Right.
Why are we doing that? Young Africa, why are we doing that?
Because it's called to throw him under the bus thing, and he knew what he was doing when he was signing niggas. He had a couple of, he was ready to throw on the bus, and guess what? Darvin Ham better watch out for the bus.
Damn.
As a coach, he in that position where the bus is right there.
Right.
You know why we're doing that, bro? You know why I said it's only 10%, bro? Because at the age of 37, LeBron James averaged 30 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. Did you know that LeBron James only 1 of 7 plays in the last season?
He averaged 1 steal and 1 steal and 1 block.
He averaged 1 steal and 1 block. He did that. Hold on. He did that. 52% from the field, 36% from 3, 75% from the line. He did all of that, right? And then we're gonna say stat padding numbers. He did that on a losing team. My man just told me before, what's his name? BJ, man. He told me before that he needs to step back. That would have helped the team more than his points. All of this, right? So this is what I'm gonna say. When we talk about blame, right? Blame has to be placed on players in which they have underperformed more than a player that actually performed above expectations. Did anyone expect LeBron to be second in the league in scoring this season? Last season?
Well, we talking about leadership overall. I think
exactly.
If you have the greatest leadership, not his numbers. The numbers are great. You could also then give Westbrook the 10% because he got hella numbers too last season.
Exactly.
They were inefficient numbers, man. There's a difference. LeBron was very efficient with his numbers. He had inefficient numbers. Leads the league in turnovers.
The numbers
worst shooting in the league.
What I like about LeBron's fans,
inefficient numbers though.
They always use stats to defend their leader, their pastor, their reverend.
We need hardcore. We need to see it. We don't need. You squeeze up 37 points with the same spin move and the look down jump shot. People can't guard. When we athletically gifted, bring your team to the next level, brother. And I like LeBron. I just want him to do that, especially in the crunch time.
Hey, has LeBron not already proved that? Hey, when we talk about proving his leadership, he ain't got to prove. He's in his 19th season. He's done proved everything he's had to prove, man. He took Ilgauskas and Drew Gooden to the finals. He already proved he could take teams that aren't expected to do what they're meant to do and make them achieve more than they're meant to achieve. Players like Kevin Durant and other players in the league, Steph Curry, for example, that you're putting praise on now, he hasn't done that. He hasn't taken teams that weren't meant to those teams. So when you talk about leadership, he hasn't taken teams that were not. Steph Curry has not taken teams that were not meant to go to the finals and win.
That was this year, bro.
Were the Warriors meant to be? Who you guys picked at the Warriors and Dallas Conference Finals, bro?
No, time out. Because you're moving too fast. First off,
who was meant to win that?
First off, I gotta stop you, Young Africa. First of all, the Lakers and the Nets were favored to go to the finals. It wasn't the Warriors. The Warriors missed the playoffs, getting beat by the Lakers in the play-in the year before. So the Warriors were not projected to go to the finals. So Steph Curry, being who he is, he being the leader that he was, being determined, he led that team to a championship. With Klay Thompson just coming back this year, Draymond Green playing bad in the finals, that team was not projected to go to the finals. Keep it up way 100. The Lakers were. And they didn't make the
guy who got MVP was not supposed to get MVP. I'm just throwing that out there.
Exactly. Come on, man.
Which MVP? The finals MVP you talking about? Or?
No, I'm talking about regular season. But, that's a different story.
Okay.
LeBron fans, like I was trying to say, love stats to prove that their pastor, their cult leader, is so good. You know, the team is losing by 30, 25. The guy is still on the court scoring because he knows that the Nick Wright, the young Africa, the Shannon Sharp, they're gonna be like, oh, look, he was efficient. He was efficient.
All hell the king.
Right? And
Yeah.
all the starters are on the bench resting. But LeBron stats, James, is on the court scoring. But young Africa is saying, oh, he was efficient. He's 37 years old. He's scoring. He goes, he's putting the ball on the basket. Westbrook is playing almost every game. LeBron is trying to catch up to Kareem. He's so efficient. Really? He was not playing winning basketball last year. He was not playing basketball. He was playing LeBron basketball.
He was playing
oh my gosh.
garbage points. Garbage points. See this right here? Look at this. Read that. Somebody read that for me, man.
LeBron James scored 91.5% of his points in 2001-2002 during garbage time. Highest in NBA history.
Hey, what's the source on that? Hey, that's a crazy stat. That's a wild stat. Hey, anyone can make some wild shit and put it on the screen, but yo, I need the source of that stat. That's a crazy
No, that's not.
Stat.
No, we ain't gonna do that.
Crazy stat.
That is cock sources.
What sources? Yeah, Dick Riding LeBron hating sources. Is that what that is? Because I need to know how they broke that down. 91. So how much is that out of 30 of his points? We're saying what? 26 of his points was garbage time.
Garbage.
Points? What?
Just like the team was garbage. Yes.
How do you score 26 points in garbage time? Tell me that, bro. How long was garbage time, bro?
Look at their record.
How long was garbage time?
Hold on. All they points. Bro, hold on. Where the Lakers?
Half the game was garbage time, bro.
Hold on, yo, Africa. Where did the Lakers finish last year? Where did the Lakers finish in the? No.
First of all, we need to check. We need to fact check this 91.5 garbage points, bro.
I'm gonna ask you that, and then we're gonna go back. Where did they finish in the conference finals last year? Why is it so hard for you to believe that?
In the conference, the Lakers finished outside the play-in, man. They didn't even make the play-in.
Okay, so they fell in the 11th spot last year, 33-49. LeBron played 52 games. So, what games did you think? What were LeBron's best games last year, in your opinion? Can you even recall any good games?
Yeah, I do. Hey, first off, if you look at his average, he had a good season. First of all, not good games, man. So I'm gonna tell you the good games, though. Yeah, of course I remember. I remember he dropped 50 on Washington. Is that a good game?
You just said Washington wasn't shit.
Hey, 50 on Washington. Is that a good game to you, bro? I don't mind.
Who was playing for Washington? Who was playing for Washington?
Exactly. 50 on Washington, but y'all want to always qualify everything with something else. 50 on Washington, 56 on Golden State, the champions. He dropped 56 points. You remember that?
Right.
Yep. Okay, I can keep going. You want more games? You want more examples of the GOAT just dropping shit on all these guys? He dropped 40 on Portland. He dropped 40 on Portland. Hey, personally to me, LeBron is the GOAT, but I'm gonna step back off that because that's very controversial and it's not clear cut. It's not clear cut. I'm gonna keep it like that, but personally, that's my opinion.
Everybody's entitled to an opinion.
Exactly.
Everybody's entitled to an opinion. You can have.
It ain't clear cut though. Jordan's great. Kareem's great. Bill Russell. There's a lot of great plays. I just named you 4 or 5 off the top of my head that obviously great games, and there was probably many more in between.
I always get, hey, Rick, you want to ask him or me about the Jordan LeBron thing you asked Derek, bro?
So he had great games, right? So do we agree that he had some great games last season? Was that the point of your question? To ask me if he had some good games or not good games?
He had great games.
Man, averaged 30 points for the whole season, man. Come on.
Young Africa, like I said, I'm pretty sure everybody on the panel, we know that LeBron's great. But here's the question I'm going to pose to you that BJ wants me to ask. So if you had to start a team, right? You had to start a team. Who would you start with? Would you start with Michael Jordan and LeBron James? Which one would you start with?
Good question. Oh, it's just them two it's just them two, huh?
Just them two. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I'm definitely choosing LeBron James to start my team. And now I'm gonna tell you why. I'll tell you why. Because you're about to ask me why. Why? Because even though I could even say this, man. I'm gonna be objective. If we compare the two guys, right, personally, and we compare their primes, I say when I say LeBron's the GOAT, I'm talking about career as a whole, legacy and a career, and I take longevity into that. So a career as a whole and longevity means a lot. But if we just talk about peak
They do
players
this to you,
and
brother.
both of them
Go ahead.
at their best, when they were at their best, who's better? I pretty much can't disagree with the man who's saying Jordan was better. At his apex, he was amazing. But I could say a lot about competition, how others make you look and all this. But I ain't gonna hate on an all-time great man like Jordan. But why am I picking LeBron? Is because he's a better all-round player. Quite simply, I can feel scoring. I can feel Jordan scoring with other all-time great scorers. But I can't feel what LeBron does for a team, because LeBron carries more for a team, more responsibilities for a team than any other player in NBA history.
Okay, so then let me ask this. Okay, because you said at the peak you'll pick Jordan, but overall legacy you'll pick.
I'm just being objective. Yeah.
No
Oh, I didn't say I would pick Jordan, but I'll say I can't really debate a man who says Jordan. It's pretty much hard. You can't take that away. Yeah.
Okay, so hold on. So I'm going off of what you're saying. All right, so you said at their best you're picking Jordan, but as far as legacy you're picking LeBron James. So now my next question, with those two, out there, here's my thing. Now who would you go with to lead a team?
What does that mean, lead a team?
To a championship, brother.
Yeah, to lead a team to a championship to win.
Oh, I'm picking LeBron James.
Okay.
See, that's that. See, go ahead. I can't allow that one to fly.
When you say to win a championship, right? I'm gonna say it like this. There's been a lot of talk about 6-0, right? As if Jordan just played for 6 seasons. When we talk about taking a team to the finals and winning, and you said and winning, but I'm gonna say it like this: LeBron has shown that he can take teams that are not expected to make finals, that are have low talent, like Drew Gooden, Ilgauskas, Delonte West, Wally Szczerbiak. He's been able to take dudes like this to the finals. Jordan in the 80s was not able to take teams that were not expected to win, not even close to the finals, let alone winning a series or two. He wasn't even able to do that. So young 22-year-old LeBron took out 4 all-stars like the Detroit Pistons, all-time great team, champions. He took them out with Ilgauskas and Gooden. That's what I mean when I say I would choose LeBron, because he's able to do more with less.
Here's my thing. Now here's my next question, because I know how to cut through stuff. So here's my next question. So do you feel that Michael Jordan, and in his prime, since LeBron was in his prime, would have won that 2010 championship against the Mavericks if you switched out LeBron with Jordan with that same
2011?
2011.
Yep. Going by the history, I would say, yeah, he would have.
And why didn't LeBron win?
Oh, because he flopped, bro. He choked. Hey, I don't even need to. He choked. What else can I say, bro? He didn't play well. And it wasn't even like anyone locked him down. It was just all mental, bro. He just didn't have it. Man. He stepped back from the light, out of the spotlight, like he couldn't do that.
And see, I'm not gonna knock you for that. He didn't have it. It happens. So then my thing is, when we talk about leadership, because that's the topic we're talking about, wouldn't you want a leader that can mentally always be there?
Yeah, but I got a question if Jordan was always there, if you're talking about that. Because the whole 80s he was there, right? And until he had an all-time teammate, in Scottie Pippen, until his team was better than every team in the league, he didn't show that leadership. Why didn't Jordan lead Orlando Woodridge through Sidney Moncrief? Why not?
I understand, Young Africa, that you're going to defend LeBron until the horses come home. I get it. The point that we're trying to make right now is leadership. We're not talking about who can, beat a team and take them to the final. Who, as a leader, somebody leading a team, and then as Big Cuzzo said earlier, your team is good as the best player on the team, right? So my thing is this: if you were to switch out LeBron with prime Michael Jordan, you said that they would have won. And then you came back and said that LeBron James, he choked, he was going through something mentally. That's perfectly fine. So then I posed the question, okay, wouldn't it be better to have a leader on the team that can mentally be there for the rest of the team?
Okay. And I said, yeah, but there's a difference. When you say mentally, that's why I asked you what you mean by lead a team, because you need to make me understand. And you said lead to a championship, right? And so I tell you, is it the same to lead a team that's expected to win in the finals that was always expected. You know, Michael Jordan was always favored in all 6 championships to win the finals. LeBron was only favored in 3 out of the 10 finals. So when we talk about lead and we talk about what is expected of players, leadership is not just leading people to where they were meant to go, right? I could lead a grandma across the road. I ain't calling myself a great leader. That's just an easy thing to do and what I'm meant to be able to do at my young age in life. But if I'm able to lead a family at a young time in my life, right, in a way in which I was not meant to do, that's what's possible. So that's a metaphor and analogy for what LeBron is able to do. He was able to lead players that were never as good as they were and make him better. Boobie Gibson was the best 3-point shooter for a season while he played with LeBron. Didn't even come close to that without LeBron. Kevin Love never made the playoffs without LeBron.
Did not lead
Come to with LeBron.
Championship that he went to. LeBron did not lead his team in every championship that he went to. In fact, it was almost everybody else who stepped up and led him. Think about it when you think about it. But he did have one final series against the Golden State Warriors in which he led his team, and they won that championship. But
one finals, okay,
against Golden State Warriors.
So please explain to me, my brother, who was leading the other championships? That LeBron
Kyrie,
won finals MVP.
For example, we had Kyrie. We had, especially when he was down there, and with the exception of Cleveland, all teams with the Agauskas team, he had other people step up big time. That proved to be the reason why they won. Not because of just LeBron. I mean, and of course, this was a time when the super team thing was happening, but he needed that, and that was the difference between what he and Jordan needed. And
how was Kyrie? leading?
If
LeBron
you don't remember, you don't remember.
No. You need to remind me because I didn't see that.
Exactly
you need to remind
what I'm talking about, and you probably don't know because you don't want to know. And I do know what happened. You know when the nigga stepped up and took over for them to win the championships in Cleveland.
What you talking about? The last game, one game? What are you talking? You talking about after LeBron had the greatest block of all time, right?
Series, and especially the finals. I don't really need to break it down because you know what I'm talking about. I'm saying
no, you really do need to break it down. But if you can't, you know,
did not lead his teams to the finals. What we talking about is a whole different thing with Michael Jordan. But we all know that's a hard topic with the LeBroniacs, you know, the LeBron fans who love him so much. We know that's a hard topic to say LeBron didn't lead him that time. He was a hell of a player that time. But there has been many options, many instances where LeBron just didn't step up when he should have, when he could have. And when you talk about history do show him taking his team to the finals. But it also shows when he got there, he choked many times and he didn't show up many times. So what we talking about here?
So
we're talking about something totally different.
So what we're talking about is the facts, because I got the facts. I ain't got my feelings. I ain't got nothing else. I got my facts. And if we talk about the facts, let's go through the Cleveland run that you're talking about. Kyrie led this man, right? Let's talk about it. We can talk about it step by step.
You don't remember. You don't remember. This is what we're talking about. This is
I do remember.
One. But you're going to go pull up some numbers to try to
look at this. Ray Allen, one shot. What happened in that fourth quarter, though? What happened in that fourth quarter for that shot to be a valuable shot? What happened? LeBron James dropped 16 points. LeBron James dropped 16 points. You know what happened? You know,
he missed.
I know what he did. I know the 8 points that LeBron did down the stretch of that game. 16 points. Yeah, I remember that
in the quarter. You know, they started off that quarter down 10 as well, right? They were down 10 at the start of that fourth quarter. But let's say the whole story. Let's say the whole story now.
Young Africa, you just cooked yourself though like 2 minutes ago, bro. That's why I just let you kept running on. You said Jordan was favored in every one of his finals, right?
Yep.
Why do you think that was?
Because of his competition.
No.
Not close to him.
I asked you a question. I asked you a question.
Yeah,
you just said no, because you just said you're not going to brag on his competition.
His teams were better than the other team. That's why. Bro.
No. Listen to me. Most of the teams Jordan faced in the finals were 60-win teams. Better teams that LeBron James faced it.
Atlanta Hawks were 60-win teams. Atlanta Hawks were back-to-back 60-win teams in a season, back-to-back seasons. We're gonna get hyped for 60 wins.
No. We talking about hold on. We talking about the finals. Focus on the finals. The Suns, the Sonics, the Jazz, all those teams were 60-win teams, bro. The reason why they were favored.
Who was on that team? All right, go ahead.
Hold on. The reason why the Bulls were favored was because of the guy you're looking at the screen on the left with the bald head. That's why they were favored, because of him. The reason why a guy like LeBron James has been, and you still gotta go out there and play. That favorite shit don't mean nothing. Just because you favorite don't mean nothing. You still gotta go out there and play. So they had so much faith. The bettors had so much faith in Jordan being so great. That's why they favored him. So that's really actually co-signs our argument how great Jordan was. He never had a super team the way that LeBron has had. LeBron has had the most help of any other superstar we can talk about. He's had 3 super teams. He had one in Cleveland with Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love. He had one with D Wade and Chris Bosh in Miami. He tried to build another team with Kawhi Leonard when he thought he can try to get him, but Kawhi said he ain't going to play with him. And then they built in another super team with Westbrook. So this guy has had more help as far as superstar power than any other player in NBA history. The teams that he had, he should not be 4 and 6 in the finals, period. No. He's had more help than any other superstar in NBA history. And that's what the argument is.
And he needed it the most.
No, he didn't. And you still can't finish. First off, you said a lot. So let's go back because I've been listening close. Let's go back to what you said, right? About Jordan's finals, right? Jordan's finals. Yeah. He was ahead. So let's talk about who he versed in the finals, right? So you say he was favorite, but it didn't mean a lot, right? So let's talk about his finals opponents, right? So he comes across Magic Johnson and James Worthy, right? In the first final series.
Right.
Huh? Yep, Magic Johnson, James Worthy. Vlade Divac. Okay? Those dudes. So he came across them, and he's got Scottie Pippen with him. So he's got a future Hall of Famer with him right there. And they got 2 Hall of Famers, 2 in their primes right there. So that's the time in which he beats 2 Hall of Famers in the finals, right? And Bulls got 2 Hall of Famers themselves, in Pippen and Jordan. Okay? And then we talk about every other final series. He outweighed every other final series in terms of Hall of Famers. Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Hall of Famers. They go up against
Pippen,
Portland.
A Hall of Famer, and Michael Jordan made Pippen a Hall of Famer. There's a big
exactly.
difference.
Hey, what are you talking about? Scottie Pippen is a top 75 player all time. What are you talking about? When Michael Jordan retired, he took the team almost to the conference finals, bro. He was second in MVP voting. So all this talk about Michael Jordan made LeBron. I mean, Scottie Pippen was made by Michael Jordan. We can say that LeBron James made Kyrie Irving. He made Kevin Love. He made a lot of these dudes. We can say that too. We can say that too. We can say that too.
Did you watch Michael Jordan play? Did you watch?
I did. On YouTube. On YouTube. I have.
Oh, here we go. Thank you.
It's the same thing, right? What's the difference? What's the difference between YouTube and watching on your TV screen?
Did you watch Scottie Pippen play? Scottie Pippen.
Yeah, I did.
You guys think that Scottie Pippen was a scoring machine? He was breaking a lot. Okay.
What?
You watch Scottie Pippen play? He was a great defender.
Why did Phil Jackson say that Scottie Pippen was a great all-round player, better than Michael Jordan? Phil Jackson said that. Phil Jackson said as an all-round player, he was better than Michael Jordan. Why did Phil Jackson, the coach of the team,
are you a Shannon Sharp fan? Do you watch on this?
No. Answer my question, bro. Why are you swerving my question? What? Answer my question.
Are you a Shannon Sharp fan? Or you watch a lot of Undisputed? Because everything you say, that's why I hear Shannon Sharp say, this is the same thing.
Why don't you answer my question, bro? Why did Phil Jackson say that Scottie Pippen's better all around? Why? Because you're saying that he made him. Phil Jackson said it's not just defense, it's playmaking as well. It's playmaking as well.
Because he knows that Scottie Pippen
was a better player. He was the point forward of the team. He defense,
I'm trying
obviously.
to answer the question.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, because he knows that Scottie Pippen has a weak confidence in himself. Doesn't have self-confidence, and he has an ego. So he was trying to stroke ego to appease Scottie Pippen, so Scottie Pippen feel valuable because Michael Jordan was getting all the light. So
them sound like excuses to me. Excuses, not facts to me. Translations and reading between the lines than facts to me. But let me tell you something. We talk about Jordan being the favorite. He went up against Clyde Drexler, Terry Porter, Jerome Kersey. Jerome Kersey? So we talk about these guys.
JJ Barea.
Clyde Drexler. Yeah, Dirk Nowitzki, Jason Kidd, two Hall of Famers. Two Hall of Famers.
JJ Barea. JJ
You're
bro.
doing this.
JJ Barea.
Hey, this is just facts, bro.
Jason Terry. Jason Terry.
Jason Kidd. Dirk Nowitzki.
Hey,
come on, bro.
Hey,
Dirk Nowitzki.
hold on.
Dirk Nowitzki.
Bam Adebayo. Bam Adebayo. Tyler Hero.
Let's get Bubba and Rick and Big Cuz will get y'all a little time in real quick. Because I got something to say about what Young Africa talking about.
Look, man, my only thing is really quick here is that, of course, when I pose the whole thing, the reason why this even started is because we were talking about leadership. Okay, like Swishy said, man, you know, you're as great as your greatest player on the team. When I the whole point of me posing the question of, okay, if you switch out LeBron with Jordan when they have one, he said yes. All right, cool. And so my next question is, okay, well, boom. You know, of course, he said, you know, he had some mental problems. He going through stuff. He choked, blah, blah, blah. The point is, and, you know, you're of course, like I said, you're going to bring up other stuff to defend them. I'm okay with that. My thing is this, though. The whole point was when it comes to leadership, because the main argument right now is during this Lakers season, we need a leader. So who's the leader on the Lakers team? And if LeBron is the leader, then why are we not making the playoffs? Why are we not making it back to the finals? And then Swishy brings a good point that the Warriors, they weren't even a talk about type of team. They weren't even talked about. Okay, so when he said reactivate his leadership, it takes a leadership mind to come back and to win the way he did. And so when we talk about the topic of leadership, that's what we're going on. We're not going on a 63 game that Jordan did or a 50 game that LeBron did against the Washington Wizards, where they both got incredible stats in parts of the season and playoffs. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the leadership mindset. And so when I pose the question, well, who would you rather trust in a leadership position in certain situations? You're still picking LeBron, even though LeBron have shown you plenty of times that he is really not accountable when it comes to that. That's it. We're not poo-pooing LeBron saying he can't play or he's trash. I think everybody on the panel put him in the top 5 far as greatest players of all time. We're not saying that he's not good. We're just saying when it comes to the leadership mindset, leading and developing a team, who would you pick? Okay, you pick LeBron, that's fine. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, but I'm sure everybody else is going to pick Jordan because he's just more trustworthy in that position. That's all I got to say.
And then Kobe.
Exactly.
That's just me personally.
But I want to bring back first of all these finals that he tries to act like Jordan never faced nobody. Young Africa, what does that say on your screen right there? The Phoenix Suns in 92-93.
Yep. You're showing me their regular season record. Yep.
No. I said no, but I said these are all 60-win teams. Yep, all the competition that Jordan faced was not no scrub competition.
You know why teams are winning 60 games? You know why so many teams are winning 60 games more than they do now? You know why? Because of the competition. You already know. Expansion era 90s, bro. That's just a fact. There were more worse teams in the league in the 90s than there are today. That's just a fact. Would you agree with that, my brother?
No. How can you say that, bro? When you watch, I can't take you seriously, bro. When you say you watch Jordan on YouTube, I can't take you seriously, bro. I can't.
Why not?
Because you're going off of your emotions. You can't you can't give a clear analytical statement by saying you just expose yourself saying you watch Jordan on YouTube. You just said that he faced no.
What can I do, bro? What can I do? Go back in a time machine? What can I do, bro?
No, you can't. But you can't speak. It's so much you can only know about Jordan because you didn't watch him. So that's why you got guys like who are probably. How old are you?
I'm in my 20s, man.
Your early 20s or your mid 20s?
Yep, early.
Okay, so you still, bro. You ain't even really watched Kobe like that.
I watched Kobe in my teens.
Right, so you can only know so much. You got some knowledge on the game of basketball, but it's not like in this situation with Jordan, man. I just think you're overlooking how great Jordan really was.
No, I'm definitely not doing that. I'm talking about the competition Jordan went up against, not him. Have I said anything against Jordan right now? I've said nothing against Jordan. He's great, man. All time great. That's clear.
But you talking about his competition, bro. How could you know his competition when you didn't watch him? You going by highlights.
I know that there were 5 expansion teams in the 90s. That's what I do know. Most of them were in the East. That's what I do know. They were bad teams for 5 years straight. That's what I do know. Those teams didn't dilute the league. Are you saying they didn't dilute the league? They had to spread the talent that was already there out
what
even
I'm
more.
saying,
That's just a fact. That's a
what
fact.
I'm-
You're talking about analysis. I'm talking about facts, bro. I ain't saying nothing about my opinion.
what I'm saying is I'm gonna give it to my uncle after this.
No, but
Wait,
does it dilute the
wait.
league? When the expansion teams come, does it dilute the league, my brother?
To a certain extent, but to the point I'm getting at, no matter how you slice it, Jordan has accomplished more than LeBron in less time. He's accomplished more championships, more MVPs, more Finals MVPs, more Defensive Player of the Years, more defensive teams, and was more dominant. You just said it. Also, you would take him in his peak, so it shows he was more dominant in it. So LeBron has had all the physical advantages of technology, medicine that we have now, and you still are underachieving into a guy who didn't have all that. So if you put Jordan in this era,
Being
today,
the best
bro.
of your era is underachieving, bro. Come
No,
on, man. That's these are ludicrous statements right now.
When you compare him to Jordan, we're comparing him to Jordan. Let's stay on topic. You compare LeBron to Jordan, I gotta compare LeBron to Jordan. And Jordan has accomplished more in less the time in an era where you didn't have all this medicine, you didn't have all this technology. You put Jordan in this era right now.
What happens? What happens? Does he win 6 titles though?
No.
Does he win 6 titles? Does he win 6 titles?
No, he win 25 motherfucking titles.
See, that's the stupidity I'm talking about. That's the stupidity.
Talk to him, Big Tone.
What are you talking about?
Hey, go. What up, Bob? Go ahead.
What's up, nephews? Look, man, I'm gonna say this again, like I said on all streams. Why are y'all still trying to convince these cultist ass LeBron fans, man? Ain't nothing reasonable about these people, man. This motherfucker, he wasn't even in. He barely was in goddamn Kobe's era. He gonna talk about Jordan era. Come on, nephew, y'all be wasting. Now I know it's good content. Don't get me wrong. I know having these people on. These people are they are cultists, man. And you see how young they is. From as young as him all the way up to a ghost who's around 50, 45, 50. These people are cultists, bro. I got to take my head off to y'all to be able to stand these motherfuckers, even conversate with these people. I'm serious, man. He talking about some expansion is the reason why it was soft. How y'all do it? I'm asking y'all now. I ain't even talking to them. I'm talking. How do y'all do it? I'm serious, man.
We just bring up the facts, bro. Just bring up the facts. That's all. That's all we do.
Yeah,
bring up the facts.
Yeah, cultists always said that what they're talking about is facts. I understand. I'm lost, man. I gotta take my head off to y'all, nephew. Y'all still trying to convince these cultist ass people.
Yeah.
A person who have to go and get a super team to win. I'm not understanding that. That's why when it come to me, man, I don't conversate with him. Yeah, he the GOAT. God damn it, go to bed with that. He the GOAT. He the greatest, man. Hey, whatever. Because these motherfuckers are in the coat. I can't. Maybe because I'm older and I can't handle the stress. That's what that shit is. Because I can't handle these motherfuckers. Talking about some goddamn Kobe, this era against Michael Jordan era, what he had to go and all them. And then all of a sudden, a team back then who wins 60 games, it was because it was expansion. It was weak.
That's facts. That's facts.
No, it ain't facts. It's ignorant. For you said
there was more teams that lost. There was more teams that won less than 30 games in the 90s than they do now, bro. That's just a fact.
It ain't no goddamn fact. You talking about that garbage because they won a 60 team. And here in that era, you got more goddamn Hall of Famer and 75 players. Man, I ain't doing it.
You don't.
I can't do it.
No, you don't.
I can't.
Hey, you know what's crazy? You know what the facts. You can talk about your emotions and how you're so salty because you're annoyed at the facts. I know you're annoyed at the facts.
No, it ain't no facts, boy. Let me tell you something, and I say it on all streams. I'll tell you like I tell these dumbass Republicans. Just because you say something over and over is not gonna make it true, young man. Just because you say the same thing over and over and over. It's not going to become true. It's just true in your head. And when you are a cultist, you are literally a LeBron cultist, period.
And you know how the competition is different. Let me show you how it's different based on the facts.
Yeah,
based on the facts.
Yeah,
based on the facts. Jordan came up against 9 Hall of Famers in the finals. LeBron came up against 30 Hall of Famers in the finals. The finals. 3 times, over 3 times more. That's an average of 3 Hall of Famers on every team in the finals, bro.
Okay.
And that wasn't just that. So we're talking about that. We're talking about LeBron James.
So there was Hall of Famers when he came up against him.
Yes, they were. Yes, they were. Tim Duncan. So Tim Duncan wasn't a Hall of Famer when he came up against him.
That's why I don't.
They made the finals.
That's why I don't. You can't. Ain't nothing you can do. It's nothing.
How can you argue against facts? I know.
No,
how can you argue
it's
against facts?
facts.
I know.
Yeah. You're right. It's
Hey,
facts.
somebody bring out the frying pan.
All that is fact. I can't,
because I'm cooking. Because I am cooking. True that.
True
that. Turn the stove on, bro.
Yeah, turn the stove on.
You cooking yourself. You cooking yourself,
I can't,
brother.
man. I just can't. I'm not understanding. And they swear they know basketball. You got a motherfucker 6'10", 260 pounds, and the middle is wide open. He can go downhill, and you can't touch him. You got a motherfucker like Jordan, what, 6'7", 6'8"?
6'6".
200 something pounds. And a 7-foot center was clogged up in the middle because they didn't have the open middle. You could clog the middle up in Jordan's era. But yet Jordan still averaged 25, 30 some motherfucking points. I'm not, you see what I'm saying, young man?
What? Y'all acted like Jordan was the only one averaging 30 points in that era, bro. What are you talking about? I was watching the game the other day. I was watching the game the other day.
My goddamn point,
where I was watching I was watching Mark Price. I was watching Mark Price take it to the rim. I was watching 6-foot Mark Price take it to the rim, bro. You overhyped this post defense, everyone clogging. I was watching Mark Price take it to the rim, bro. What are you talking about, man?
You still prove my point, dumbass.
How?
Because he had to fight to get down low. It wasn't no spread defense. They could clog up the middle in Jordan and Price era, dumbass.
Hey, my point is 6-foot Price, white boy Mark 6-foot Price was going to the rim in an era that was so 170 pounds. Mark Price was taking it to the rim. You telling me that everybody was just stopping everybody to the rim in the 90s? That's cap, bro. Overhyped, bro. Mythologies out here, bro.
Okay.
Mythologies, man.
Young man.
Mythologies.
You just showed my point on how fucking good the players was, dumbass.
What?
Oh my God, man! What is going on with? That's why I say, nephew. That's why I say I don't know how y'all do it, man. I got to take my head off to you, man. I do. I got to take my head off to y'all, man.
How did I prove your point? I didn't even catch that. Just because you say it loud with bass, don't make it true, man.
You proved my point on how good the players was back in Jordan's era. It wasn't only Jordan. You just proved my point.
So what about this era?
Jordan. Young man, I'm 60 years.
Do you know how many great all-time plays there are in this era, bro? We got top 20 players all up in this era, bro. It's crazy right now.
You just overlooked the fact that the defensive schemes is different and rules are different, didn't you? You just told. Do you see what I'm saying when I say Colt, nephew? Do you understand when I say Colt? He just overlooked the fact that in LeBron's era, at 6'10", damn near 300 pounds, he got a free will to go straight to the goddamn basket. Because it's wide open because of the rules. I'll say it again. I'm going to say it again. I'll say it 100 times. Now, that's not LeBron's fault. LeBron playing in the rules that is given him. But you don't ever, to a man like me, who was there, who got grandkids your age, talk about no old school playing and who played the game, and motherfucker, it was all up, damn near they could punch you in your motherfucking mouth and wouldn't get a call. To this bullshit ass rules and games today. Do you understand that, young man? Not me. That's why I give my props to nephew them for dealing with you motherfuckers. Cause I can't. I can't deal with you young motherfuckers today with this bullshit. I can't, man. I can't. Y'all crazy as shit. I'm telling you, that's cultism. What you're looking at, nephew, is cultism. I'm being very serious with you. What you're looking at is player cultism, man. Under no circumstance is they gonna blame LeBron for anything. Under no circumstances, he is the end all be all. He's the rockadoucher. I don't know if y'all see this new movie, Ruthless. It's the rockadoucher. It's about a cult. It's a Tyler Perry movie.
Hey.
A motherfucking cult. That's what that's what you're seeing.
I knew what was about that. What time it was when I saw that avatar you got. This dude got LeBron James avatar, bro. Not even a picture of himself.
Yeah, not even a picture. Yeah, right there explains it. It explains, and you're wrong. Now we can handle you. You like LeBron. Ain't nobody doubting his talent. See, that's what they get mixed up too. They think because we call out some of his faults, we doubt his talent and the way he play game. Ain't nobody doing that. Ain't nobody doubting LeBron. But do I be damned? And you can go to anybody, not just me. You go to your neighbors who my age and try to compare these little punk motherfuckers today to my and see what you get. And come back and tell us how that conversation went. Go ask to a motherfucker 60 years old, my age, who's a basketball fan like me, and try to compare LeBron to our era and to your average, and come back and be honest and tell us what they say. Now, I'm gonna see if you're gonna be honest. Yeah, you're gonna get the same if you get a conversation. Because they probably look at you like you motherfucking crazy. I just got a little sports YouTube like nephew and them, so I got a little more energy to fuck with it, you know what I mean, to talk about it. But in any other time, I wouldn't even conversate with you motherfuckers. I wouldn't even conversate with you. Yeah, he the GOAT, motherfucker. That's how I get rid of it. Yep, he the GOAT, he the greatest, get the fuck out of my face. Go on with it. Yep, he all that. You ain't gonna
At some point you do. At some point you gotta do that. You gotta just let him have it.
You gotta let him have it, bro.
Keep it
moving, man. I'm telling y'all, because ain't nothing you can do with these LeBron, and especially LeBron fans. You notice Curry fans don't do that. You notice any other fans don't Kawhi. They don't put Kawhi motherfuckers in the old school.
They ain't in the discussion, man. They ain't in the discussion. What's the
not even Kobe fans.
Exactly.
Not even Kobe fans.
Only these LeBron fans do that, man.
Kobe ain't in the discussion either.
That's what I'm saying. It's cultism, man. I'm gonna say it again. I gotta take my head off to you, nephew. I don't know how y'all, but y'all young like them, so y'all got more energy than me to deal with them. I can't, man. I can't with this.
Hey, man, you know, I'm in Africa, so we respect our elders majorly. So I'm not gonna get all heated and disrespect you, Uncle. So I'm gonna let it go. Let it go, Uncle. It's all good.
And I appreciate you sticking to your upbringing. But I gotta tell you, young man, don't do it, man. I'm just trying to give you a little wisdom, man. Just like your elders in Africa give you wisdom, man. Don't do that. Stick with LeBron in his era. Now, if you ask me, is LeBron the greatest or one of the greatest from 2003 when he came into today? Now, me and you on the same page. I can go with that. We can have that conversation. Yeah, LeBron in his era, because he played the same rules. He played the same, everybody had the same rules in his era. And, he might have a losing record as far as winning and all that percentage, but he still brought a lot to the game, so we can have that. But what pissed me off, when y'all put all time. See that's where the fight come in. That all time. See, that's where the problem come in, when y'all put all time. Say in his era. You'll have a better conversation when you say LeBron is the greatest in his era. Now you can say, he 50,000 points and he might pass Kareem and all that. Okay. Yeah. Again. And even that's up for debate, because remember, Kareem didn't shoot 3 pointers. See,
right?
You understand what I'm saying? Kareem didn't shoot 3-pointers. So even that's up for debate. Kareem got 90% of his points down low, had to fight down low to get his points. Even as a 7-foot big man, he still had to fight for his points. It wasn't no 3-pointers. When you understand, he didn't. So even that's up for debate, but we give it to you because again, it ain't LeBron's fault that they had 3-point and that became the game, 3-point shooters, and that's what he did, and he made them. It is what it is.
LeBron is the best to do it so long, and he brought in something new with the technology. He had time when the technology kicked off, the computer kicked off. He helped kick off the internet stuff, the social network stuff. So of course he seems to be
the greatest. Exactly.
The greatest. It seems like he should be, and he had great moments where where it validates that. But when we talk about just the greatest in leadership, we talking about totally something different. That's a whole different conversation. And a lot of the old heads and guys who see the games, especially back then,
was there.
Yeah.
And I was there.
To witness.
I'm older than Jordan. So I was there when Jordan came in.
Exactly.
You feel me? So and that's what I'm saying, man. These guys, man, they gotta come on, man. And like you said, you made a good point. Medicine. Do you know how long if they get a torn ACL or whatever, that almost ended their career in the older days.
Yep. And they pushed them back to come early.
Exactly.
It was back in 6 months.
Come on, man.
Let a KD tear a meniscus right now. He out for like a year and a half.
Exactly. Come on, man. Come on, young man. Just stick with
how,
the era.
how are them cigars working for Jordan, bro? When you talk about medicine and health, was it known that cigars are not good for your health, bro? Was it known at the time?
I mean, he got 6 championships. Maybe he would have got 12 if he wouldn't have smoked.
Nah, that whole medicine and technology shit don't matter because he would have still been smoking them blunts, big ass blunts all day, So like he did that.
He would have won.
Even with them blunts, he was smoking, bro. He still played more. He played more regular seasons than LeBron has, 4 regular seasons. Even with him smoking them blunts, Michael Jordan played, I think, 9 full seasons. I think LeBron's only played 1 full season in his career.
Okay, we're in a different era on that level. But LeBron has never missed a playoff game ever in his career.
This dude, man.
LeBron has never made a playoff game in his career. Like ever.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Now
the LeBron fans.
You really lost me because he smoked cigar. Every goddamn damn near every player in the league who millionaires when they finish gonna enjoy themselves with cigars, and all them guys go to cigar rooms and they're millionaires, bro.
Don't LeBron got a show called A Shop where he's smoking a fat cigar?
Bruce just said it. He just said it. Yeah, bro. That's why I'm saying that's why you reaching for straws, young Africa. It's over, man. You know how tickets said it's over, man.
It's over, man.
But you know what? You know what I do like about it? I do
for
like
the 100th time, nephew. It's over. Every time he got
a stream,
it's over. I do love this about young Africa. It's like Kanye West. Yo, you is not stopping him. He gonna keep coming.
Yeah.
He gonna keep coming. So I do like the fire, man. Young Africa, the type to be like, yo, soda is more beneficial than water because it tastes good.
It tastes good. Exactly. But you gotta love them, man, because they make you stream now. But just that cultism, like I said, it's because I'm older. My blood pressure, look, man, God damn it, I can't do it. I can't do it.
So let me ask you, Big Tone. Big Tone. We can move off of who's the greatest of all time, but just as an individual player, who's a better all round player, Jordan or LeBron?
All around player.
Yep.
Oh, now me again. You got all around. You talking all around who do it all on defense, offense. I got to. I got to give it to Jordan, man. It's just and I'm giving it to him based on the era that he came. Then that's all, and that's basically because I see. Here's my synopsis and everything when I judge it. It's based on the rules and regulations that was at the time and what Jordan and the rest of them had to go through and had to play through. So when you talk about both sides of the ball, even that is different from today. Back then is different in what they do today on both sides of the ball. Because again, you could play a 2-3, clog up the middle. You understand what I'm saying? Back then, you can't play a 2-3 there because you can't stay in the middle. The center could literally stay in the middle and clog up the middle back then. So Jordan and the rest of them, you had to have skills. You had to have that system.
Wasn't a zone an illegal defense in the 90s? Wasn't that illegal defense in the 90s? The zone?
Was it?
That was illegal defense, right?
Yeah, it would. Right. They changed it late in the 90s. Did to illegal defense, but you still could clog up. You still could what you call the middle. That's what I'm saying. That's why I say when Jordan them came in, they came in the early days on how they had to do it. Then they had to maneuver. Then of course now it's just totally you can't even step inside the motherfucking pint now. That's automatic tech.
So the illegal defense didn't help Jordan, because the defense, what I remember and I understand from illegal defense, that meant a player couldn't really hedge or play like off his man and in between his man and the other player. So he had to either double team him hard or stay on his man. Doesn't that help the man on offense?
No, because a lot of times they did double team Jordan. You got to understand they did double team.
And then full double team, but then that helps your team as well, because then you can kick it to the other guy, but you can't just hedge and be playing on and off. That's illegal defense, right?
Exactly. We're on the same page with that, young man. I'm not what you call in that. You talking two sides of the ball. You saying who's the better handler. I'm telling you, even with that, what you just said shows that Jordan is a better handler and what he had to go through in handling the ball and how he handled it. Look at his turnover ratio, then look at LeBron's turnover ratio, and look at what he had to go through with his and that's how you can judge it as well. But then you also, what y'all fail to realize too, y'all always seems to leave out before they got rid of it, is the hand check, the body check. See, you used to hand check. You used to put your whole body on it all the way down the field. You used to hand check all the way down the field. See, all that makes a difference in the game. You don't think if boy just about same size as LeBron in today's
KD
area.
and Celtics
or KD, any of them. Let's take any of them today. You don't think it will be a different outcome for LeBron if the players can hand check him all the way down the field, or hand check him and body check him and make him work 3-4 times harder? Then you can't touch him. I'm just asking the question. Is it yes or no?
It works both ways. It works both ways.
No,
if it hurts LeBron, it helps him on defense, right? Because him 6'9", 260 hand checking all these niggas helps him too, right?
Oh, you missing my point. You still missing. See, again, we talking offense. We're not talking defense. LeBron,
but it works on both sides of the ball. Is what I'm trying to say. It works on both sides of the ball.
Okay, we can say, and LeBron can become a great defensive player. But your goal is not LeBron's defense. It's about his scoring and what he does when he has the ball. Y'all don't never really talk about his defense, bro. Let's be honest. You talk about his offense. Okay, so let's stay offense. Let's stay offense. Let's stay offense. Do you think if they were able to hand check and body check like they could when I was playing ball and when all them came in the game, do you think LeBron would still have 40,000 points?
Yes, he's still cooking in the 90s, 80s. He's still cooking. Yes, he's still the best driver in the game in those times. He's still the best driver in the game.
And that's why right there I got to take my blood pressure pills with these motherfuckers. Because it's right there you prove my point. That's what they believe. That's right there.
You tell me. So you tell me, my brother, what is LeBron averaging in the 90s with hand checking? What's he averaging? What's he doing?
15.
Oh my God!
15.
Oh my God!
I'll give you 15.
Hey, everybody else on the panel co-signing that 15. Oh my God!
Do you understand?
So LeBron's an average player in the 90s, huh? We say.
Do you understand what hand checking and body check, the physicality of that?
Hey, do you understand LeBron is 6'9", 260?
LeBron is not. That's why I say Jordan is better on both sides of the ball, because LeBron is not no good dribbler. He is not no good dribbler. So with somebody hand checking him and body checking him is a whole different game. Now, I'm not saying that he can't become a good dribbler and learn from that. I am telling you as of what we see right now and his play when he came in, bro.
Young Africa, let me get in a little bit. What he's saying, the game also at that time was different. So you got to imagine LeBron playing not the game that they play now, where they can just jack up anything they want, all kind of crazy 3-pointers and stuff like that.
Boom.
He talking from a point of view where the game itself, or how you shot at each shot selection,
exactly.
how you set up the offense,
inside out, played by. I get that. Yep.
That was the style of game back then, and LeBron would have had to fit into that. We're not sure if in either era, with the exception of Michael Jordan, Kobe, and guys like that a lot of people can play with the style of game that how it was. Now, there was still a little traveling and all that. You see Patrick Beverley and all that, especially in the 90s. You see all that stuff. But there were certain differences that probably would prohibit a guy like LeBron, even though LeBron would probably been a regular big dude back then who can kind of shoot and stuff like that, or
regular. So you saying you co-signing the 15 points a game? You co-signing that? LeBron gets 15 points a game.
I give him about 20, 21, 23. I give him about 21, 23. I think he still get buckets.
That's actually yeah. Go ahead.
I'm still giving him 15 because remember, LeBron. What LeBron? LeBron is considered a power forward at his size.
Yeah, small forward, power forward.
Okay. Yeah. LeBron would never touch the ball coming up the court during them times. You understand? He would never handle the ball.
Hey, what?
No, he would never handle the young man.
I know you heard about a man named Magic Johnson. What are we talking about?
Hold on, yo, Africa. Hold on.
Come on, bro.
Unc made a good point. I just did not realize. You had actual positions at that time. LeBron would not dominate the basketball like that in the 90s. There's no way. You're not averaging fucking 8 assists, 8 rebounds, 25 points. You're not seeing that stat line. You're going to play one position, and that's going to be your position. And the size that LeBron is at 6'9", he's going to be in the post. So about 20 to about 23 points, like Big Cuz says, about right. You're not averaging 25, 27, 30 points a game. You're not doing that. That's not a bad start.
And we know LeBron, we know, see, even though Magic was a big guy, even though Magic was big, Magic was a legit point guard who could play point guard. LeBron can't play no point guard. Stop it. He handled the ball in this era because it fits for him. Stop it, man. I told you, come on, man. Come on, young man.
This notion that LeBron is the passer that Magic Johnson was is all cap.
Come on, stop it.
All cap.
Stop it, bro. And that's what I'm saying, young man. This is what I'm saying. LeBron would never touch the ball coming up the court.
Oh, really? Come on, bro.
He wouldn't bring
That's
no ball
crazy.
up no court in that era. LeBron would not bring the ball up in that era, young man.
LeBron is Scottie Pippen of the 90s.
Thank you.
Scottie Pippen.
This Scottie come bring the ball
my man
up.
in the bucket hat. My man in the bucket hat looking like Scottie Pippen out here. That's crazy.
Come on, man.
Scottie, my dog.
I'll go up and say LeBron probably can give 18 to 20. But that's far as I'm giving 18 to 20, and I'm being
LeBron ain't better than Clyde Drexler in the 90s, huh? LeBron ain't better than Clyde Drexler.
He a little bit better.
A little bit better than Scottie, but not on the level of Clyde Drexler.
But you got to remember. You got to remember.
What Clyde Drexler did? Do you know what Clyde Drexler did?
0 championships. That's what he did, bro. What did he do, man? But did he win one with the team?
What are you talking about? Clyde Drexler
did he win one with? He won a couple with Kareem. Sorry, I forgot about those. You know, the ones that he slotted out. He won one with Kareem. Okay. Jordan slotted out. Okay.
We gonna have to continue this live, man. Probably next week. I want everybody back next week, man. Next Sunday, I want everybody back. We're gonna continue this. But in Africa, I got something to say. You said Clyde Drexler, bro. What position did Clyde Drexler play?
Shooting guard.
So what are you supposed to do as a shooting guard, bro?
Yeah, shoot.
Okay, so of course you're gonna probably average more points, right?
More points than who?
than
Specifically?
LeBron, right?
Yeah.
Than LeBron
Why? Why?
because he's a shooting guard.
Hey, Larry Bird. Larry Bird was a small forward, right? Why did he score so many points? What does that mean?
No. I said no. You didn't miss my question. I said you
No.
said Clyde Drexler can average more than LeBron, and I asked you what position does Clyde Drexler play.
Yeah, okay, shooting guard. I told you, shooting guard. Yep.
Okay, so he's probably gonna average more points than LeBron James in that era
Why?
because he's an elite shooting guard at the time with Michael Jordan, and that's his position. That's what his job is to shoot and score.
Why does he average more than LeBron though?
Because they're not gonna give the fucking ball to LeBron. Period.
Thank you. God
Why?
damn.
So LeBron playing small forward, Larry Bird out here
Jesus
dropping 25
Christ.
on everybody's head his whole career,
LeBron.
All right.
and he
I
ain't getting the
promise-
ball. This
and
is
nephew-
ridiculousness.
Hey,
and
I can't
Y'all
do it.
out
When I
here,
come back-
that's ridiculous.
And nephew, when I come back next week, I promise I am not gonna talk LeBron. I let y'all talk. I can't do it. My pills running out.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna let y'all talk. I'm gonna let y'all
gotta
talk
talk
to
about-
LeBron stuff. Yeah.
We gotta talk about something else because this shit's crazy.
Please. I can't.
Yeah, man.
I told y'all, nephew. Hey man, hey man. Y'all think I'm playing? I'm taking my head off to y'all, man. I really am, man. I got to give it to y'all, man. I got to praise y'all, man. Y'all good. Y'all. I know it's young. Y'all young, but still, even young people can't deal with half of this shit these motherfuckers do. I'm taking my head off to y'all.
Wow.
And I'm praising y'all, man. And this is real. I ain't lying to you. I'm praising y'all. I can't do it. So I promise, nephew, I'll be on next week with you. I'm gonna let y'all handle that, and we just gonna talk regular trades, man. Because I am not doing that again. I am not. I promise you, I'm not gonna put myself with that. I'm not gonna
No
put
more
myself
Laker.
with that.
No more
Yeah,
Laker
no more.
talk in general.
No more. I'm telling you, nephew, how about that? But we can't help it because they dug, man, West so bad, man. You can't help but try to defend West, man. It's sad, man. It's
West
a
got to
sad
defend himself.
case, man. Well, that's true too, but
By playing good.
You know.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, we don't. Hold on now. We don't give him no pass. We ain't giving Russ no pass now. Yeah. He gonna have to do. But the level that they do it though, I never seen. Now if I miss something, I don't remember no player getting dug like that all year on a team after just 1 year.
Yeah.
I just don't. Now, if y'all remember, to help me out. I know I'm older. I can't remember every goddamn thing, but help me out if y'all remember that, because I don't.
How bad it was. That's how bad it was.
No.
But was it bad, or was it just because he was playing with LeBron?
It was bad, and it was everything. You can mix it in the bowl.
Okay, I'll take that. I ain't like I said. He don't get no pass. I mean, Russ don't get no pass now.
But now they got Pat Bev. Watch out. What we call him, Chihuahua?
Watch
out.
Project Pat.
Go down, young African.
I am telling you, boy, if these motherfuckers,
We ain't going to no shit, bro, man. We doing
Y'all
nothing.
done picked up the savior.
man,
Yeah.
if these people don't even make the play in next year,
Nah,
they
we
might
making the
as
play.
well sell. They might as well sell Laker organization. They might as well sell Laker organization, son. Or even the playoff. If they don't make the playoffs, I mean, they can make the play in because they're still not the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? If they don't
bring
make
in Kyrie, and he gonna be old, and that's gonna happen all over again. You already know what's gonna happen.
Hey,
Kyrie and Bronny is next.
Hey, y'all come back next week, man. We gonna end the show here, man. We gonna end the show here next week, man.
Oh yeah, I'll be there. I'll be your nephew. The Most High and ancestors willing, I'm definitely gonna be here, baby.
Yeah, man. Yeah, appreciate y'all coming through, man. We gonna see y'all next week.
All right, babe. Be safe.
All right.
Love, man. Peace out.
Yes, sir, Young Africa. All right. So that concludes the Pull Up Basketball podcast. You know what I'm saying? Got my man Rick, got Big Cuzzo, Marcus coming through, man. We're going to have this show rocking next week. But give me your social media. We're going to out of here, man.
Go ahead, Swish.
Yeah, you can hit me. I don't even remember Swishy. Swishy on. Just hit me up. You find me Swishy, Crossover Nation. It's everywhere. Instagram, Facebook. Got a YouTube channel, NBA Goats. We're doing our podcast. We're talking basketball every now and then. And yeah, I'm looking forward to being back with y'all, though, man. Pull it up.
Yes, sir.
Already. Yo, y'all already know who it is. It's your co-host that does it the most, at Rick Masters 23, at Rick Masters 23, or Mr. Lee on Instagram. Hey, the Pull Up Basketball Podcast. Hey, you know, like I said, we got the gear. We got it, yo. The red, the white, the black, the sweaters, the hoodies, man. Hit us up in our DMs, me or B Jizzle. Look at the ticker down there on YouTube, Cash App, money sign BJ Matthews. If you're feeling like you're in the giving type of spirit, go ahead and support the channel, man. But look, hey, LeBron fans, I love y'all. That's all I'm gonna say. But just know that water is way more beneficial than soda. That's all I'm gonna say.
Hey, man, that's a wrap, man. We appreciate y'all coming through. Until next time, pull up a seat, pull up a chair, pull up. Peace. Out of here like